If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Manscaped, they're with us. They signed us up for another month. They loved us so much. They love the Scene Snobs. So Father's Day is coming up, bud.
Yeah, super excited.
And Father's Day isn't just a day where you get gifts for your father.
You mean get to play video games all day?
Anybody who has a kid, you can get a gift for their father.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The fathers get to play the video games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a great day. I mean, I'd love a spa day, but I think it's still faux pas.
You know,
cool.
Get them the gifts, and why not go with Manscaped? Get them the Lawnmower 4.0. You can get them the Weed Whacker, which I use on my nose. I love that thing.
Very excited for my Weed Whacker.
You can get them the little travel kit. They're truly amazing. So go check out Manscaped for sure, and use promo code SNOBS for 20% off your order and free shipping. Tell them we sent you, and then we can pay the bills. That's how this works.
That's Snow BS. Don't forget
SNOBS. I love that. SNOBS. That's right. I don't know why I had to respell that. You said it right.
Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast live with your hosts, Mick Manhattan and the Madman Casey Plott.
Good evening, all. It's a pleasure to see you, or not see you, but, virtually be here, where you're in my space and field of view. It's like you're here. Jason's here. Look, I see Jason. What a weird romper room moment.
Jason's joining us. What's up, Jason?
How you doing, buddy?
We love having Jason around.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while. Dude, is this a really long week? Was I alone in how long this week was?
This week for me is like the longest week of all time.
Well, I mean, last week was super long, and now this one is just poured over into these weird hot summer days that last forever.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I'm in so much pain. I'm like trying to cross the finish line just to get to that surgery, which is next month. But man, it's like not crawling to cross the finish line. That's what it feels like. But we have to go through 4th of July fireworks. We have to go through the whole picnic, everything, the whole shebang. It's insane because we are very lucky this weekend to be the hosts of the virtual side of the Carolina Fear Fest.
Super excited.
So stoked for this.
It's going to be so much fun.
So basically what that entails, so everybody knows, so this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday, Carolina Fear Fest down in Raleigh, North Carolina. We will be your hosts on their Facebook page and on our Facebook page, Scene Snobs Network, of course. And we will be giving you the inside, delights of everything that is Carolina Fear Fest. We're going to be talking to the guests. We're going to be talking to the celebrities. We're going to be the whole 9 yards all the way through. We are going to be broadcasting 10 hours a day, both Saturday and Sunday. So no rest for the wicked. We'll be hosting panels. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be insane. This is our first time.
Fun is definitely a word. And I am super excited because it's just going to be chaos. But it's going to be our kind of chaos. I think we can handle it. I think we're good in a tornado. It'll be fine.
100%, man. 100%. I am very much looking forward to just talking horror for the weekend, man. Having people come in. And all of that stuff, if you don't catch it live, we will be making it will be available on our YouTube page, of course, the whole 10-hour stint, or we will be cutting it up and you will get small snippets of the weekend or highlights.
Flashes.
Yeah.
Super excited. We've got Jason in costume is going to be a blast. Pinhead. I'm going to be I'm just going to be fawning more over the people in character. That's what I'm going to care about, the cosplayers. Just be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And also terrified.
And my favorite Jason, CJ Graham, is going to be there. He's been on the show before, everybody. And so has Pinhead, Paul Taylor, from Judgment Day. He's going to be there. He's been on the show. We've interviewed him, Jason Taylor and Paul Taylor. Jason Taylor from Three Geeks and I have interviewed him.
Were you about to say hooked up with him?
We kind of did.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, it's all right hey, no judgment. In fact, way to bang a celebrity, bro.
I will tell you
Is
this.
that what we're starting? Is that the new story we're going to go with?
I will tell you this. It's going to be. I have a really funny story for our Paul Taylor interview. But I'm going to save it for the weekend when we're actually talking to him in person.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll just save it because during that interview something happened, and it just was like completely bonkers. But I maintained. Like, if you go back and watch...
Did he fucking ask you to play with a puzzle box?
He did not. He did not. Oh, I should bring my puzzle box.
No.
Yeah.
No puzzle boxes fucking ever around me. That's a rule. You had one on your desk at work for way too long. I'm not okay with it. I know, dude, even thinking of it having existed that close to me at some point in my life is not okay. It's not, no puzzle boxes. It's hard and fat. No.
I may have to buy one from a vendor there and just say, here, Paul Taylor, open this up.
No, I'm going to take it. I'm going to throw it away.
Casey needs some pleasure in his life. Open it up.
Yeah, no. I don't think hooks in flesh, not really my thing. For some people it is, and that's awesome. That's great. Hey, whatever gets you off, that's fine. But nope, not my thing.
It's the madman, and the madman's getting the hooks.
No, because that's what would happen. Because it's what I fear the most is the idea of your flesh being ripped from your body. It's a terrifying thing.
Well,
have you ever thought about that? One of the 100 million things to worry about in life as a human being? Yeah, that's a good one. Just keep that normally. Doesn't happen to 0.001%, but there was a time where that was some common shit, and that's unacceptable. Medieval times were weird. Humans suck.
I want to do this, though. I want to throw out to all of our fans either watching or listening in the podcast before Friday. If you have any questions for any of the guests, go check out Carolina Fear Fest. See who their guests are. If you have any questions you'd like us to ask, go send them to us over at the Scene Snobs Facebook page in the messages, and we'll ask them. As long as they're not ridiculous or offensive, we will happily ask them, and you will hear them in our interviews. So,
you know who I'm super stoked to see. There's a couple there, but I got one big one I'm going to fanboy over big time.
Let's put them out there.
You want to throw it out there?
I know who the guests are going to be.
Bro, Brian Krause. All day.
Nice.
All day. From Sleepwalkers, I love that movie so much. So much. I mean, just all of the ways to never approach a woman. That's pretty much what that movie taught me. Is like, anti-dating advice.
That is a movie that is wicked, wild, and not friendly.
No, not friendly at all. Weird Stephen King, man. Him and cats. I don't get it. Yeah. Well, and the Egyptians. So I guess, it's a thing.
Sleepwalkers was kind of also based a little bit on, not based on, but it was similar to Cat People, which came out in the 80s as well. And similar just in tone, mostly.
Right, yeah. But probably, less weird and uncomfortable. And a weird mom-kid love thing going on is a little... Whew.
So here's the thing. Jason Taylor from 3 Geeks says, Brian Krause is such a nice guy.
I'm so excited to hear that.
And I say we top this by me saying, I worked on a movie with him.
Cool.
Sorry, Jason. Beat it. That's how we do things here. No.
Don't mind him, Jason. I think that's awesome. I'm excited to meet him because he's Leo from Charmed. I mean, that's my big get. That's I'm such a Charmed fan. I'm a mark.
I can't wait for him to be like, hey, you remember the movie Growth you worked on? And he's like, no. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I get that. I understand that. Jason says he went to Saudi Arabia with him. I think they're a liar.
I don't, you know what? If it's on the map, do you mean were you on a giant global map and you just walked on to the continent or the country Saudi Arabia? Was that it?
Were you with the WWE when this happened and it wasn't Brian Krause, it was The Undertaker? Is that what you're telling me? Are you story topping in such a huge way?
It's unattainable once you achieve this topness.
And you know what? That's like T-ball right there. I set it up for him. So just say yes. Just say yes to what I just said, and then you're good to go. And run with that story for the rest of your life.
Exactly. That's the one. It's the Mount Everest topper. I
am excited, though. I don't want to talk horror tonight because we're going to be doing a lot of that this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I feel amped and ready for that already. But we had another great conversation when we met up earlier this weekend.
Yes, 100%. It was Sunday night. Casey and I were just hanging out. We're having a good time, and by that I mean we were fooling around. No, I'm sorry, not fooling around.
It's just footsie.
Around.
It's just footsie.
We put on a movie, and it was my wife put on the movie. It was Super Troopers, and it's such a great movie. And we were talking about this in terms of comedies and things like that. So we love this movie, and we looked at it and we're like, this still holds up. 20
years later.
Yeah, and you reminded me 20 years later. And when you did, it got the gears moving. And it was, I saw it in the movie theater because I was working at a movie theater at the time. And I was a projectionist. And I was like, let me just see what this movie's all about. And I played it and I went in and watched it. And I was like, this is the funniest movie I've ever seen. And I still feel that way.
Yeah.
It's still so good.
And now especially that we're able to get all the jokes. Like when he's shrooming, when I was in 2001 when dude's shrooming, I'm like, gosh, that must be funny. Now in 2021 when he's shrooming, I'm like, well, that's unfortunate. He had to eat all of those? Oh my. Well, he's gone for a bit. Enjoy that. It's so awkward. And then watching him act through that was hilarious. So I felt I connected with that character much more.
Did I ever tell you my shrooming story?
No, you haven't. I didn't know you had one.
We have a podcast. Let's go. Oh yeah. I have them. They probably have the most epic one because I didn't know I was shrooming. So we were in Pennsylvania, and we were at my buddy's property. He had a little house on 28 acres of land, and they had shrooms. So they thought, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cook it into our hamburger helper. And they made it. And then I ate it. And I'm a big guy, so I ate a lot of it. And they didn't tell me. They just started laughing after I finished a big portion of hamburger helper. And that night turned into a wild ride. First off, it was snowing.
Was that the first night you made love to a man?
No, that was the first night I went streaking in 28 acres of land. I don't know where I ended up, but I do know that I got his mail, and his mailbox was 3 miles away from his house because that's how Pennsylvania land works.
Exactly.
And it was his mail, so I know I made it the full 3 miles. I didn't go somewhere else to take somebody else's mail.
That's pretty impressive, man. That's a solid statement. I mean, I had one where I turned into a T-Rex in somebody's backyard for about an hour. Just wandering around like a Jurassic Park scene. It was great.
We did go ATVing at night, and that was a very bad idea.
That's a terrible idea.
And there was only one ATV and 3 of us.
Oh, that's an even worse idea.
So it was pretty wild. We had to try and figure out our way back. And
thank God for no cameras back in our day, eh?
Oh, my God. Thank God. Thank God. There's so much that I'm so glad isn't on camera, and I'm glad for that every day of my life. Yeah. I feel bad for kids today.
Dude, you can't get away with anything.
Nope. Oh,
these darn kids get off of the rocker, Grandpa. Let's move along. So, as we were saying with Super Troopers,
yeah, I was almost on a rant there.
We were about to go somewhere, and I don't like it. We are not that old yet. All right.
No. It wasn't gonna be an old thing. I was gonna say I feel bad for these kids because they get put on camera. They say something stupid at 14. It comes back to haunt them at 27.
That's valid.
Or whatever. And my biggest problem with this is that's the biggest problem. That's a big problem within itself. Because you're an idiot at 14. You're an idiot at 21. You're an idiot at 27. You're never really not an idiot.
Yeah. But you're just less of an idiot.
Yeah, you
just
do
less of an idiot. That's it. That's the big get.
You figure out how the world works, and you kind of go with it.
Yeah.
My biggest problem is it's kids
Yeah.
Children getting canceled in the court of public opinion because of everything that's on videos, and there's no other chance for children. If you're 38 and you're spouting off stupid shit, I get it. Throw the dude down. And maybe even then, depending on what the stupid shit is, how vicious or offensive it is. If it's just stupid, that's one thing. If it's offensive, that's a complete other. But kids, we should be protecting children, and it seems more and more today people aren't, and I hate that shit.
Yeah, agreed. Good rant. All right.
Thank you. That's it. So
That
back
was
to
strong.
comedies.
I liked it. No, it was a good one.
Thank you.
One of your better ones.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You're the best judge for that.
I think so.
All right. So back to comedies. We were watching Super Troopers and got us talking about like what holds up and what doesn't in the comedy world. And you said a few that I was just like, yeah, it doesn't hold up for me either. And then we of course agreed on some. So like I think we both agree that Mel Brooks movies stand a test of time.
I think Mel Brooks, absolutely. Mel Brooks, above most, has the best. I mean, Blazing Saddles, number one, right out the gate for me. History of the World, part one, is one of my favorites. I love that. There's countless. I mean, Young Frankenstein is great. They're quotable. They're funny. They're silly. They have, more to the point, they have silly characters. They kind of take things and just spin them on their head. And it's good satire. It's intelligent and it's well thought out. Stuff like Ace Ventura, it didn't hit me at the right time, so it doesn't hold up for me. You know, I love Jim Carrey, but I love, as we've discussed, more of his older stuff like The Majestic or, Number 23. Things just strange, him as an actor, or actor or whatever you want to call it. It's better. I can't go back and watch the old Ace Venturas. They don't hold up for me.
Yeah, and it's funny you mention those, like Number 23 and Majestic and Truman Show I always kind of like appreciated, but for me, I loved all those old comedies when I was younger. I thought they were hilarious, but they don't hold up in any way, shape, or form for me. It's like the really, truly slapstick, and
yet some, like Tommy Boy, hold up.
Yeah, but Tommy Boy holds up, but like a lot of his other stuff doesn't for me anymore. Like
Black Sheep. Yeah, Black Sheep wasn't great. Beverly Hills Ninja, I could do without. That's fair.
Tommy Boy, all right. So I was thinking about this after we had this discussion. I know Jason Taylor said Ace Ventura is one of the best comedies of all time.
Jason, you're so wrong.
It's okay to be wrong, buddy. No worries.
It's all right, man.
So
we appreciate you, though.
So, and I have nothing against slapstick. I want to say that now because we were talking about it. I love Airplane.
Airplane has gotten better, and it's almost gotten worse too the more derisive it is, because now it's such a distance where we are socially with what you can get away with kind of deal. It's so amazing to see how we've made such strides and also how far we are yet to come.
Yeah, but even like the Will Ferrell movies we were talking about, like Talladega Nights still holds, like still makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot in there that I'm just like, this is hilarious. Step Brothers the same way, but there's a lot of other things I'm kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them I can do without. Talladega Nights is okay. Sure, if it pops on and it's going to make me laugh, but I'm not seeking it out. Not like Anchorman, on the other hand, is a freaking Mona Lisa to me. It's a work of art. It's one of my favorites. I love it. So I will watch Anchorman unyieldingly.
Anchorman I do love. I did not love the sequel.
Old School. Jason just mentioned it. Old School is the bomb, yo.
Oh yeah, he does say Will Ferrell is awful and Anchorman and Old School. Old School, I have to go back and rewatch it. It might be one of those ones for me where I really loved it. And again, it's not that I don't like these movies. Mm-hmm. The only ones I'm a fan of, and Ace Ventura. So it's kind of a skewed look at the world, Jason. I'm sorry, but I have to go back and look at some of these things, but I don't have the desire to either. Mm-hmm. Like, I just don't care as much anymore.
Right. Versus in some cases, for me, I've gone and reverted back to a lot more of the family comedies, especially, being as a father. I love John Candy movies. Whenever he's a dad or Uncle Buck, like those are fantastic flicks. And They mean more now than they did when I was younger because I didn't quite get them or I identified with different characters throughout. So now that I'm identifying with the older, sagely or just slower characters, it's great. I love that. That humor is fantastic.
I love John Candy is one of my favorites of all time. Mm-hmm. And
great.
His movies for me were always great, but they've elevated as I get older. Like I see what you're saying. I agree with you. Like as you get older and like you become that type of character, in your life, having kids, things like that. Like I appreciate summer rental so much more after renting,
The great outdoors.
Great outdoors, 100%. As a father, there's so much to it that I completely get his characters and what he was doing, and the comedy he brought to it was just genius.
Yeah,
and they stand the test of time for me.
Mm-hmm.
He just, everything he was in was just truly fantastic.
Versus for me, some things like Steve Martin. I love Steve Martin. The Jerk has worn on me now. I'm not as into The Jerk as I once was. Yeah, which is weird for me because I freaking love the crap out of that movie and defended it like no one. But now I went to rewatch it maybe last year. Yeah, the great vortex of 2020 where nothing counts, where time just evaporated. That somewhere in there I caught it again, and I was like, I don't like this as much. It's very weird.
Steve Martin has evolved in his comedy, and I kind of like where he's gone.
Oh, very much so.
But I still like Three Amigos, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay, yeah, all right. Three Amigos is amazing, hands down. I mean, you can't top that one. Then what was the other one? Oh, Parenthood. I love Parenthood.
And it was a great comedy. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't classify it like when I say comedies. Like, that's a movie that was like a dramedy. That was a very early drama.
You know what that was? It was a vignette dramedy. So, okay, yeah, fair. It had funny parts. A drama with funny parts.
Yeah, and I would say it was the actors that brought the comedy. Whereas, I bet you if you put dramatic actors in there, it would have been a very different movie.
Yeah, it's totally fair. Now, where do you put Father of the Bride?
Oh, classics. I love Father of the Bride.
Yeah, it's amazing. His breakdown over how many hot dog buns versus hot dogs in a package, it resonates to this day. We still have not solved this.
I maintain he got it changed.
I don't know, man. I still see some packages that are in the wrong amount, and I'm like, why would you bother? There was a whole bit about this in the 80s. Let's move on, people.
Oh, it's so crazy. So, I just think about these comedies and like kind of what, why I ask, why did some hold up, some don't? Mm-hmm. Jason Taylor's just kind of all over the place. Says John Candy is a treasure. I haven't seen The Jerk in a long time. I hated Father of the Bride when I was younger. I love it now. Yes, because you have a daughter, and that's what we're saying, Jason. God, get on the show already. Just haven't.
And who doesn't love Frank? I mean, Frank's one of the greatest characters ever. I love Martin Short. Whenever he gets an anything, he's wonderful.
One thing I have come to appreciate more and more are Chevy Chase movies.
Agreed. Well, Fletch I like more. Fletch Lives I like less.
Wow, Fletch Lives everybody likes less.
That's valid. I loved it growing up, though. I mean, I really uncomfortably had a infatuation with that movie. I love the one-liners, the zingers. They're so great, and yet so awful. It's just not a good movie.
Yeah, I like the vacation movies. They've aged well.
Oh, vacation movies are fantastic.
Especially Christmas Vacation.
It's still a classic for me, man. I love the classic. I love the OG.
Jason says Clifford, and I hate you for saying Clifford. I'm not even putting it up on the screen because that is like one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that you like it bothers me to my core. Like, because I'm you're such a nice guy.
I know a really good one that doesn't hold up. 3 Men and a Baby.
Really? I haven't watched it in a long time.
You know why?
Why?
Because that's some illegal shit. I'm pretty sure you can't just drop a fucking kid off, ring a doorbell, and run away. Pretty sure
that happened though.
There's charges involved. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Was it real? I mean, maybe in the 1600s, bro. I feel like at some point we started keeping track. We started tagging ourselves better.
So what did movies do? Did movies really lie to us? Like, okay, so quicksand isn't a thing. We know that as adults. So were babies really not dropped off at the firehouse or the orphanage or something?
I don't know. I can't fathom that being a thing. Like, it doesn't enter my mind as that's really what they did. And then would they send them off to a nunnery?
I mean, I don't know.
Was that just the next step?
Well, 3 Men and a Baby, like, she dropped it off at the doorstep of the father.
Well, yeah.
Danson's character was the father.
There's got to be some kind of abandonment, something. I mean, come on. That can't be right.
But that's the thing. Like, he didn't know who the mom was.
Yeah, that's fair, which is really uncomfortable for everyone involved.
So, like, listen, your crazy antics are just going to get crazier. If you don't know who the mom is, you got to figure that out while having a baby, and your two best friends have to help you raise her.
Especially with Steve Guttenberg and Tom Selleck. So, I mean, the mustache did most of that raising.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I like in the sequel, 3 Men and a Little Lady, when they're just, at one point, like, because Ted Danson is the father, but they were just like, we agreed you were going to be the father. And it was just like, don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not how it's done. Corinne says, so photon phasers are not real. No, Corinne, my friend, unfortunately, they are not. But we're working on them.
Yet.
We're working on them. No, there are people way smarter than me who are definitely working on that.
Not way smarter, trust me.
That's not a high bar, bro.
I'm telling you, they don't know their ass from their elbow. So for me, like when I go back to comedies, but I wonder why. Why do things not hold up that you love? Like,
well, because our tastes change. It's that whole palette change every 7 years. The fact that things come at us differently. Plus the life experience we get, we connect differently. Some movies, it's where we saw them. So at a certain point, we grew out of a silliness, or it started to leave bad taste in our mouth because it's too much. We see other things that are maybe smarter, or they're faster, or they're more quick-witted, or they're drier, or our palette changes as we learn more. So, I mean, that's it. That's why it doesn't. That's why Caddyshack will always hold up, because it's about golf. So you can identify with so many different characters in that. So yeah. Caddyshack gets better. There's a lot of things that get better because they still hold up. Animal House, I mean, it's held up as a classic, but is it something that it's not the road map it once was for so many people going to college. You know what I mean? It's changed now. It's evolved.
Yeah. Well, Jason says who you saw something with. And now normally I would agree with you on that, because I do have plenty of experiences in that situation of like going to see it with somebody having a good memory or even a bad memory or something. But there are movies that I love that I had great experiences going to see it with, but I'm just not into it anymore. Mm-hmm. Zoolander being one of them. I love
Zoolander. I was always on the fence with. Zoolander was more about who I went and saw it with, the people who quoted along. Same with Napoleon Dynamite. It was about the experience. I don't really care much for the movie. It's good. I respect it. It's funny. But I don't need to go revisit it unless I'm around a group of people who will make it funny.
Yeah. Like Days of Confused holds up for me. Wet Hot American Summer.
Always. Love those.
Big does not hold up for me.
Half-Baked? Yeah.
Nah, I can't do Half-Baked. Half-Baked is just too silly. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a very funny movie.
Well, that's like Idiocracy for me. It's a little bit too silly. It's a brilliant movie. It's hilarious, but I don't really care to watch it all the time.
Yeah. Well, how about Mrs. Doubtfire?
I love Mrs. Doubtfire, but that's Robin Williams.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Robin Williams is timeless, man.
He's elevated on such a different level that I don't think there's anything he's done that I don't like.
Well, he's so brilliant. He's so fast. And that's something about that speed and what he's coming at you with. He's hilarious the whole time.
Yeah. And, man, that was a hard day.
Yeah, we can skip past that.
Well, no, I don't want to skip past it. I do want to say this because we are a podcast that appreciates mental health. Mm-hmm. And we want to say if anybody is feeling that low or thinking about suicide, please reach out and get help.
Well. You are not alone. Please reach out.
So
we need to get a banner up with the actual hotline number too. Be like Fred.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We will work on that. But always check out Ending the Stigma, which is a great show that deals with this. And they're much more
focus on forward. Yes. They're way better at this than we are.
So, but talking about comedies and things like that, and, Robin Williams, I don't think he'll ever not be amazing in my opinion. But
even Patch Adams. Like Patch Adams, he's also got the heartwarming stories, So he didn't just do like World According to Garp. Come on, dude. That was heart-wrenching movie, and he sells it. He was such a good actor. The way he was able to do that, and the way he was able to emote was just fantastic.
I will tell you this: one movie, some movies that don't hold up for me anymore are the early Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, fair. I think Big Daddy was one of that was like around that era. So Happy Madison once again, golf sticks around for me.
Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. Happy Madison's his company.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Happy Gilmore. Actually, let's just that
I
whole
want
era.
The trolls to come after you. So
I appreciate it. Thank you for saving me there for my my mix-up.
I'll always save you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. That whole era of movies is, I don't know, they're funny. They have a place. It's not anything I watch on the regular anyway.
I'll tell you, what's one of your favorite comedies of all time?
Okay.
I mean, no, it doesn't have to be your favorite. Okay, so like just one of your favorites that sticks out.
Honestly, Great Outdoors has been a huge one.
Great one.
I love it. I mean, I really do. That's the bear is funny as all get out. There's nothing better than them battling a freaking bear. And the raccoons, come on.
I'll tell you a movie I can watch over and over and over again, no matter when. It always comes back to Sleepers. Always comes back to Kevin Bacon wanting a blowjob. The Birdcage.
Oh my God, The Birdcage is amazing. Agreed. Yes.
Such an amazing movie. Anything Tim Curry's in, Clue. Clue is amazing.
Oh, Clue's one that stands the test of time. Flames on the sides of my face.
Oh my God, it's so good. So like these movies, like they stick out like so well, but then there's others like I get to, and I'm just like, like Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I liked a while back, but I just like I don't think it's one I'd ever revisit. You know,
I still love that movie because I really like Michael Caine and Steve Martin, so I get them both, and they're fantastic. But it's not one that's on the regular rotation. It's one I can go enjoy.
Or the Harold and Kumar movies. Like, I don't think I could ever rewatch them again.
Yeah, I mean, I can just watch the clips of Neil Patrick Harris saying, yeah, it was a dick move, bro, so I'm buying you lunch. Like, that's all I need. I'm fine.
Dude, it's, yeah, it just, I don't know.
Not to say they weren't great, and not to say I won't show them to, you know, my daughter when she's old enough. I'll be like, all right, kid, it's time to check out these other round of ridiculous movies. And those will all be part of it. But, yeah, for me personally, I don't have to go back and revisit them anymore.
You know what movie that I really liked when it came out, comedy, and now I can't even. I like if it's on, I have to turn it off.
Police Academy?
No, shut up. Actually, Police Academy, I can take or leave now. I loved it as a kid, but I just care less anymore.
Great. Winston was great, man.
Which one was Winston? Oh, is it? Oh, Winston. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either. What do you guys think about the Police Academy movies? We just told you.
I personally like them. Most of them are terrible. Yeah. A couple of them are good. The first one is probably the best.
And they're ones that maybe I could revisit every 10 years.
Police Academy 4 is like, that was my line. That was the last one I was cool with.
That's very fair. But one that like really like I liked a lot when it came out and like I would watch it a lot was Meet the Parents, and now I don't give a shit whatsoever.
Yeah, they went really far with the Meet the Fockers and all those, which were amusing, but they weren't great.
I actually like the sequel more, but yeah, I just none of them. I can't watch any of them. Oh, Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow was the actor. Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
I love the Police Academy movies. Yeah, every 10 years.
Every 10 years, I agree. I think it's a good time to circle back and be like, hey, what haven't I watched in a while?
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes down to it, though, like these movies, these comedies that stand the test of time, like I think the smarter ones do, if that makes sense. The ones that
the wittier ones.
Yeah.
Like, satire is always very interesting because a lot of satire will survive as long as it's not. It depends on how topical it is too. You know, there are certain ones that are so involved and so finite that it's such a section of pop culture, it's difficult to maintain that throughout. So it's got to be able to be a subject that people are interested in that happened, like Great Outdoors. I keep going back to it because it's a winner. No. If you haven't seen it, stop what you're doing. Actually, no, finish this show, then go watch it. But the idea of going on family vacations, that's huge. That's why those movies circle back and stay alive, because they're part of the experience of being an adult, vacationing with your family. So that topic remains. Golf movies, sports, you know, everybody goes out there and everybody wants to play golf, usually old rich men, and then they all scream and get mad. And inevitably someone throws a club. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, but it's also a matter of like comedies that, when I say comedies that are smart, yes, witty, but also they treat the audience like they're smart. It's not like there are some comedies that treat their audience like, okay, we'll dumb it down so we could all be dumb for a while, and it's like,
yeah,
they don't stand up over time.
Well, it's almost like jingling keys in front of the babies, just like, it's good enough, you know. There's just, you can feel that slap together, just whatever, the audience is dumb kind of thing. So I get it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if I see something in a movie, you know, That's why I don't love fart and dick jokes, shit humor too much. Like, and I'm not saying I don't want to sound.
Wait a minute. One of my and your favorite directors has made a career on fart and dick jokes. Are you saying that you're no longer interested in fart and dick jokes made by perhaps Kevin Smith?
God, you're the worst. All right. We're either going viral or I'm just getting hated on this one.
Here we go. Fire away, baby.
I'm from Jersey. I respect the guy. I respect the career he made. I loved his movies at a time. Chasing Amy, I'll never get rid of. But that's a movie to me where it treats the audience like it treats the audience like, hey, listen, I know you know what is going on here, and you'll enjoy it every moment. And listen, when I say like the fart and dick jokes and things like that, like the shit humor and stuff, like the Dumb and Dumber scene when Jeff Daniels is just taking in his shit because of the laxatives. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it was funny when I was 14.
Fair.
39, I don't really care. It's not that funny. It's just kind of like, all right, you're really stretching here, and it's just not fun anymore. But then, you go off and you watch, I don't know, something like Shaun of the Dead, where it has a lot of the same jokes, but they're covered around an entire story and all of the comedy overall is not meant to bring you down to a certain level. Mm-hmm. I love Kevin Smith. Again, I respect him. I like listening to his podcasts, his shows and stuff, and I've loved his movies once upon a time. And I'm not saying I don't love a few of his movies still. It's just they don't hold up for me. And I guess maybe they're not supposed to, and maybe that's the lesson we should be taking from this.
Some of these movies are meant to be topical and in the moment. Like, it's difficult for a new generation to grasp Mallrats when everything's online shopping. It's going to be difficult for who the hell would have ever thought when they came out with Mallrats that we wouldn't eventually malls would be a thing of the past. They would become a specialty novelty thing where you just go to the huge ones and that's it.
Here's what bugged me the most about with what Kevin Smith did. Kevin Smith went off and tried to do something on his own when he made Red State. He was like, I'm going to do something different.
Great. I freaking love Red State.
And he nailed it. Now, granted, it wasn't the most successful in terms of how critics and other BS had handled it, but I thought he nailed it. That's a great movie. I still watch it. Tusk, that's a hard movie to watch for me.
Yeah.
It plays on my fears, and I appreciate him for making it because it's something different. He showed me with that what he did with Chasing Amy and Dogma. Mm-hmm. He showed me I have an arsenal of stories that I can tell that are different, and
which is why I love Dogma. I think Dogma was absolutely amazing. One of my favorites.
You brought that up when we had the conversation the other night, and I thought about it. And I'm like, yeah, that was such a different movie. It's hard not to still appreciate what it is. But then after Tusk wasn't received that well, and Jason, I'll cover what you just said in a second, because I'm not saying shit humor isn't funny. I'm just saying if your whole movie is shit humored, fart and dick jokes, it's not going to sustain itself and have a longevity of people giving a shit about it.
Yeah.
I see what I did there. But for me,
won't be long enough to give it the old reach around, eh?
Jesus, fucking Letterkenny. Another show that's so bizarre and out there, but I really appreciate
love it. The speed with which they interact, it's like, oh my gosh, my brain is functioning again. It's
amazing. But
wonderful.
He tried different things, and I appreciate him trying those different things. But it seemed like when he failed, he went back to the safe haven of yoga hosers and things like that. And it's yeah, Yoga Hosers was a different type of story, so I still kind of appreciate what he was trying to do. But you're still you're going back to the well, and you haven't left.
I think you just noted 4 or 5 different times he in fact did leave. And
that's
going
what I mean.
back to that well is why wouldn't you go back to the thing that make you successful? I mean, we clamor for Harrison Ford to come back. We clamor for all these characters, these actors that we want. want them so badly to return or reprise these roles so we can embrace that character again.
Nope.
And I mean, that's all he's doing. He has throngs of fans who
I don't want that.
I understand that. I'm not arguing for you. I'm not saying that you're the only one. You know, you, Mick Manhattan, or who matters to Kevin Smith. Which,
Listen,
if he fucking hit us up over this.
In this show, it matters.
But no, I get it, and I understand what you're saying. I just completely disagree with you because I think it's funny for what it was, and it deserves that place as much as Caddyshack. So, like, Clerks for me belongs there. Clerks 2 belongs there because there's still settings that you can put yourself in.
Clerks, listen, I appreciate what he did and the movement that he started with indie movies.
Except for that you're calling it dog shit. But no, keep going.
I'm not calling it dog shit. I didn't call any of them dog shit. I just said
you guys heard him. You guys heard him. Yeah, tweet it out.
My thing is, but when you go and you see, like, Tusk is very appreciated now. Red State's very appreciated now. Dogma is very appreciated now.
As they should be.
Chasing Amy is appreciated, I think, more so than probably Clerks at this time. And the reason being is because he went to a different place with them. And every time he goes to a different place, I feel bad that he's not getting the accolades in the moment that he deserves.
Right.
But then when you run back and you do like 3 or 4 movies that are very similar to the tone of what you've been doing over and over, and one of those is a Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Why not? Everybody loved Jay and Silent Bob. Come on, we get to see George Carlin go down on a dude. Hey, if taking a load in the mouth gets me across town.
But I can see that movie. He's such a genius, and I know he's capable of such great things. Like, I want to see Moose Jaws. Mm-hmm. Please make Moose Jaws, man. Like, you promised that third movie in your Canadian arsenal, your Canadian trilogy. Show me Moose Jaws. Like,
I'm sure it's coming.
Better be coming. Mike Courtney, Kevin Smith would be so fun to hang out with. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, he absolutely would.
Dude's a genius. Mm-hmm. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm not taking away from his creativity. I'm just saying those dick and fart jokes don't hold up like his original works. You know, you keep going back to that. Well, they just don't hold up. Like, I don't need to see Reboot ever again.
Yeah,
but I'll watch Jay and Silent Bob. Go to Hollywood.
Was it Strike Back?
Was it Strike Back? Mm-hmm. I don't remember. I don't give a shit.
Come on.
I watched
there
Clerks.
It is. That's the headline.
Clerks does not hold up well. Clerks is a nostalgia piece at best.
Nah, I think Clerks holds up because of the conversation, because of what they're talking about, and because of the idea that for us, that still happens. People still go to gas stations. We still interact with clerks. We still have to go in when it's not even supposed to be our day going to work. Going on our day off. I'm right now doing exactly that. I'm not even supposed to be here tonight.
I will take it back. Clerks holds up. Clerks holds a place. I'm not taking it back. I'm going to say this. Clerks doesn't hold up, but it holds a place. It's kind of like what Citizen Kane is.
Okay. Citizen Kane. Look, I don't need to watch Clerks a lot to enjoy it and to appreciate it. I don't need to watch Casablanca as many times as I do to appreciate it and to actually like it. So, things are different. Different strokes for different folks.
Mr. Hanky is held up, and he's literal a piece of poop. Again, you guys are taking too literally me saying that I don't think – and no, he doesn't hold up. I'm sorry.
No, this was literally me I wanted to get this started so bad because I knew this would
he doesn't hold up. That's a nostalgia at best. When was the last time you watched that show? Ongoing. Like
what, South Park?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I can't keep up. Yeah. I've watched episodically. Someone says, "Oh, this episode they did is great." I'll watch that.
I watched. They had one show that came out. It was like a COVID special they did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I put it on HBO Max to check it out. And I was just like, okay, let me check this out and see what this is all about because they're always funny. I like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I think that what they do is going to be funny, and I always like the excerpts that I see. I haven't watched South Park in years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah,
30 years, freaking almost.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched 5 minutes of it, and I was like, I'm good. But that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate it or I don't think it would have been funny. I was just like, I'm just not into it right now. But that also doesn't mean that I don't quote things from South Park.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. Like,
but that's like saying, look, if you try something 1,000 times and they've had however many freaking episodes, they're eventually going to get a few. They're eventually going to get a few. That's just too large of a sample size to not. Yeah. I mean, the bell curve idea there is just shot. You've got so much, and it's just going to be loaded. That plot is loaded.
Same with The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons. I will quote The Simpsons all day long.
Absolutely.
Do I watch it every week anymore? No, because I watched it for 20 freaking years. Yeah. It's on 35. Like, no, I had to give up at some point because
the Family Guy the same. You know, I can do all the damn voices, and I still don't care about being able to just stick around with it anymore. Although the Cleveland show was pretty funny.
I don't think that saying something a comedy doesn't hold up doesn't mean that you can't appreciate what it did for you at the time it came out.
That's valid.
You know, like I think about those things. Like I think about, Ace Ventura, like which was one where we really started. And I was like, and I think about like who I saw that with, what it did for me, making me laugh. The joke with Sean Young that we've talked about when I worked with her, like that it came back. Like things like that come back. So I always think that there's always going to be a place for it. And there's always going to be somebody to appreciate it. There's going to be, like, my kids will watch Ace Ventura at some point and just be like, this is insane. And it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I'm still.
And they will. I mean, as they should. I'm going to show River when she hits about 14, 15. She can start to understand the jokes. Because, I mean, I saw it at, 11? Like, gosh, our parents were terrible. Yeah, they let us watch the worst shit. Like stuff that's like, I absolutely do not understand half of these jokes, and my parents are laughing because characters are humping on screen.
It was, dude,
ridiculous.
None of it holds up. It's crazy. No, I will tell my kids. I'll give them a list and be like, go watch these movies. Mm-hmm. Go check them out when they're teenagers.
Yeah, of course.
Like, have fun with it.
Not a fucking monster.
Yeah. But, there are some I'm going to be like, I'm just not interested in watching with you. But
although Teen Wolf, we'll be watching that shit together. Like all those. I love Teen Wolf. Are you about to slam Teen Wolf? Your hesitation on Teen Wolf is real fucking bothersome right now. All right? What are you about to say about Teen Wolf?
Doesn't hold up. I want my kids to watch it. And I loved it for so long.
That is absolute horseshit. That I could not disagree with you more because, come on, first of all, surfing on top of a vehicle, you're telling me that your children, you're telling me that Jack will not be on surfing cars? Come on.
I hope not.
He is a monster. Of course he will.
Hope not.
I mean, I did it.
I hope
River will absolutely be doing it.
Of course, I know.
Actually, I don't know. River's a little timid around things.
I will not. No, I don't want them to do that. Never. I love how Jason says "hot take Nick." I watched it recently and I was just like, this isn't as great. Like it, but and again, look at my favorite movie. So it's not like I'm gonna say, I don't like Michael J. Fox movies. I'll watch Doc Hollywood any day of the week.
Yeah, Doc Hollywood's amazing.
And there's certain movies like they're just truly fantastic and they should be revisited. They're comedy. We could do a whole show on comedy movies that we should revisit.
My Cousin Vinny.
My Cousin Vinny should never not be revisited. My Cousin Vinny should be watched once a month.
It's an annual. It's an annual.
That is if it's on TV, I drop everything and I watch it.
Jason's drunk. He said Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. Jason is one of the most beautiful, terrible spellers I've ever met in my life.
He's sitting on the phone, just on the toilet, just like, whatever, do, autofill. Fucking dicks.
He's just one of those, he's just a terrible speller, but I love it. And sometimes I'll go correct him and I'll just be like, I should just leave him alone. It's just so much fun. But I will say this. There are movies like Dave, the Kevin Kline movie where he becomes president. That is a great movie that I think people should revisit.
It is, yeah.
The American President. Mm-hmm. I had insomnia last summer.
Wait. The American President is not a comedy.
It's a comedy.
Dude.
It's a romantic comedy.
I don't know. I feel like that's more in the dramedy.
I put that in a romantic comedy as I put When Harry Met Sally in a romantic comedy.
Okay. Would you? Well, see, but When Harry Met Sally feels more. It is a romantic comedy. Like it is probably the first ever romantic comedy.
What a dick! Shut up, Jason. Fake news. What's fake news? I swear to God, if you badmouth the American president, listen to me. You badmouth the American president. Let me tell you something. I'm going to look at the camera for this one. Hold on. I'm going to do this. Hold on, Casey.
Get ready, Mean Gene. Oh, yeah.
You come at Sidney Allen Wade. You better come at me because she's out of your league. I love that. I misquoted that so bad, but I love that movie so much.
I just really wanted to be your hype man right there in the small box. It was great.
I'm not going promo. I was going to go with American President. I'm saying American President isn't a comedy. It is not a drama. It is not a drama.
100% it's a drama.
It's a romantic comedy.
Shakespeare in Love then is a romantic comedy.
Kind of.
No.
Listen, by Shakespeare's definition of comedy, it in fact is.
So you want to go Greek tragedy level of fucking comedy here? Is that what we're doing?
No, I'm just saying.
Well, then I love Very Bad Things, which holds up.
It's just comedy. It's a dark comedy.
Dark comedy. Love that movie.
But like I put
it says a lot,
a rom dramedy, if you will. I'll accept rom dramedy.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a MIDI in that. A MIDI. So I still, if you go,
it's crossing the fucking finish line like Dan in Real Life is a comedy. Okay, it is a slow burn, dramatic story.
Slow burn at all
of a man's life.
It's well timed. It's Aaron Sorkin-y. It's fun. It's good, man. All right,
yeah, but just because something is fast and speedy on delivery does not necessarily mean like David Mamet is not someone I would consider a freaking comedy. American Buffalo doesn't fall into that category just because it's fast.
All right, I'm going to look it up. And whatever it says, that's what we're going with.
Oh my gosh.
Romance comedy.
What site? I don't even believe you right now.
Oh,
what
100%.
Is this? What is this horse doo-doo? I'm sorry, did you look it up? What is it under? Are you looking it up under Amazon or like is
Google.
It under?
It's on Google.
Bullcorn.
It was directed by Rob Reiner. Cut me out or cut you out or whatever it is. Joey Gladstone says. Another great comedian.
Okay, kids. That weird character he had.
Yeah, what was the name of that?
What did you do?
Ugh. We should do an episode just on shows that don't work anymore.
Oh, that whole like, is it made of Heroin? That's right. That was the bit.
I don't like it when mommy and daddy fight.
Don't worry, Mike. It's only because I've been drinking Mountain Dew this evening.
When was the last time you watched American President?
Long enough for me not to remember and perfectly timed for me not to care.
You need to rewatch it. First of all, you Mr. Romantic at heart.
Yeah.
Piece of garbage.
Yeah.
You need to go and rewatch American President.
Well, I'm about ready to start my Sleepless in Seattle, my Tom Hanks rewatches, because I love all of his.
All right. Do this. Watch American President. I know you're sitting there working tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Get a movie in. Watch American President. Thank me tomorrow.
Maybe after we'll see. We'll see how much time there is after You've Got Mail. All right.
Watch it before You've Got Mail, and it will make You've Got Mail better.
Absolutely not. No, there's no way.
Yeah.
You've Got Mail is an absolute
trash. It's the same type of comedy.
And then follow that up with Serendipity, because you need all the John Cusack complete never gonna happen movies. Speaking of which, what do you think about High Fidelity? Does that hold up for you?
100%.
Okay.
That has never not been great.
See, you've chosen wisely, my friend.
But not every,
not
every John Cusack movie does.
No.
Point Blank and High Fidelity are on that whole different level.
Yep.
Where they'll always hold up. And if you think You've Got Mail is a comedy, but you don't think American President is a comedy,
of course it's a romantic comedy. It's Tom Hanks and frickin' Meg Ryan together again, after their monster Sleepless in Seattle, another fantastic romantic comedy.
I guess The Sound of Music is a romantic comedy with that definition.
Nah,
No,
that's more of a historic comedy.
That's a horseshit movie. Is what it is. It's a horseshit movie. So stupid.
I think it was all right.
It's
for its time.
9:53. My kidney feels like it's just been pounded on by Mike Tyson. And I got to sit here and I got to go on a rant about Sound of Music again. You can literally listen to about 17 different
Yeah, we don't need to hear it. Look, Rodgers and Hammerstein, move along. Next. Just get over it. Just talk about other things. We were on a roll. Don't let it derail you. You got this, slugger.
What the hell is in the corner? Oh, it's a computer screen and a Batman thing. It looked like that black thing like in the corner there. It was just like a ghost in the corner.
Been about an hour, so I see they're kicking in.
Oh, dude. I haven't even taken painkillers, man.
Dose you again. No. after
surgery.
After you're getting shroom dosed. That's what I should do after your surgery. I'll shroom dose you again.
Dude, you let me recover. I need to recover. I need to know what life without pain feels like.
Yeah, valid. It's probably going to be the most eye-opening thing. It'll be like someone who got their sight back. After 3 years of this blinding misery, you're going to be like Val Kilmer in that movie, Sight.
It's going to be – no. It's going to be the end of Vanilla Sky. Another great comedy, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. It was fantastic. It was so funny to laugh in utter confusion. I was just trying to act cool when I hung out with some other dudes who were like, this movie was absolutely fantastic. And they were speaking in a manner to which made it go, of course I understood it. The whole fucking, I mean, come on. I hated that movie.
You know, they had real balls to make that movie. That's all I'll say.
Something like that.
And speaking of balls.
Have you shaved yours recently?
If you shaved your balls, get ready for summer. Remember, everybody, get ready with summer with Manscaped.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. You get a cool little pouch that says Manscaped on it.
Too afraid to wax? Trim it up.
I swear by them. I use them. Everybody here at the Scene Snobs use them. We all love them.
The old chest is silky smooth thanks to them.
I'm still telling you, the nail clippers I got from the travel case, and I let you look at them. They're the best nail clippers I've ever owned in my life.
Yeah, they smelled great.
They smell great. They make you smell great. Manscaped is saving your balls, and they're saving our balls, and they can save yours too. Just head over because we're running a promo right now with Manscaped. We're going to pay the bills with you guys helping us out. Remember, 20% off and free shipping if you use promo code SNOBS. Casey and I again will be live this weekend, all weekend together. We cannot wait.
So excited! We're going to be staying in the same hotel room. Yep. We're going to have so many stories. It is going to be incredible. I'm definitely going to go to the pool at some inopportune moment and just try to wander around as naked as I possibly can. I got some sweet new board shorts.
I will be wearing a giant pair of bathing suits. I think that's how you say it. I will say it that way for now.
I was looking for one of the old 1920s singlets because, I've got an uncomfortable amount of dad bob and awkward boobs and things happening to me.
Can we go down to the pool dressed like Riley and Jonesy and just talk like them the entire time? Hey, Snipey. Hey, Sniper.
Oh, it was Sniper. Look at this rocket. Hey, look at that rocket. Boy, I got a rocket in my pants looking at that rocket. Let's go snipe them, snipers. What's up?
We'll play some snipers over in the city. City snipers.
Mix, bro. My bro, you see this shit over here? You see this chick over here? Oof.
So speaking of comedies, go watch Letterkenny. We're on top of that now. But we'll talk about that next week. Because we need to get farther in, and I'm almost done. So, but until next time, remember, we're going to be at Carolina Fear Fest this Saturday and Sunday. We will be live. Check it out on the Scene Snobs.
Listen in, check it out. It's going to be amazing. Super excited for this opportunity to head down there, and hopefully we do a great job. So we'd love y'all's support.
Or check it out on Carolina Fear Fest Facebook page. So that's where we'll be. And until then, we will be. This will be up for everybody to listen to. So please go out, share the Scene Snobs podcast. Let them know how much you love them, because we love you guys, and we need more listeners because that's how it works. Again, by Manscaped. We will be on I will be on a hiatus after next week because I will have my surgery. So enjoy Casey and whoever else he picks to be on with him. It's going to be like the Jimmy Kimmel when he goes off and picks a guest host.
Very exciting. Yeah, Mick is going to have a staghorn removed from him. I'm just going to say it was a staghorn. We don't have to say that's a kidney stone thing. It's just a staghorn.
Yeah.
It's way cooler that you were stabbed by a staghorn and here to tell the tale.
Go look it up. Go look up a staghorn kidney stone and tell me what you think. My kidney is in pain. But until next time, I am Mick Manhattan.
And I am the Madman. Be good to each other.
Take care, everybody. Oh, wait, no. Keep talking. I forgot to put the end piece on.
Oh, man, you always do this with the ending. Not really. You're actually amazing
Until
most
next
of the
time,
time.
I'm Mick Manhattan.
And I'm the Madman.
Take care, everybody.
Finger guns was...
And that's our show, everybody. Thanks for listening or watching, wherever you're checking it out. This show is brought to you by our sponsor, Manscaped. Go check them out. They are saving our balls, and they can save yours too, or somebody you care about. It's a pretty awesome device, so go check out what they got, the Lawnmower 3.0, the Weed Whacker, and more. It's a great gift for Father's Day, birthdays, weddings, anything. So yeah, head over there and use promo code SNOBS, SNOBS, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping. Also, we'd like to thank our super fan patrons. They are all Scene Snob family to us. They support us every month, and you can be one too. So head over to the Patreon channel, the Scene Snobs, and it's $5 a month, and you can join in with helping support us and get the free perks too. Also, you can follow us on social media. We are on everything at the Scene Snobs, so Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We are on Facebook, the Scene Snobs. Everywhere. We have fun stuff always going on, always have contests and stuff, so go follow us, check us out. You can go to our link tree by going to thescenesnobs.com. There's our link tree, there's our Patreon, there is all of our shows and the links for all of that, so thanks again for checking it out. Just head over to thescenesnobs.com where everything is, and we will talk to you soon.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.